Let me know where you're watching from. If you're new here, hey, my name's Dr. Brianna Whiteside. And I create, because someone reminded me that I don't say this anymore. So I create faith, fashion, lifestyle, and finance content. So if you're here, you're probably interested in one or more of those topics. But let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you can hear me. Tell me how your week has been as I wait for a few more people to hop on. Uh-oh. I'm looking at my camera, so if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my computer right here. How y'all doing? Happy Friday. There we go. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how your week has been. I have a few things to share, a small amount of time to share it. And so I won't be talking to you for a long time today, but I want to give you some information that I believe will help you on out. Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know, because I don't want to be talking and you can't hear me. Make sure my devices are. Hey, Ashley. Thanks for hopping on. All right, y'all, look, because I have a small amount of time to get you this information, I am going to hop on into the teaching. Carrie says, you're so pretty. I'm from Arkansas. Thank you. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. So thank you. Hey, Nikki, I owe you a text back. I'm on deadline. I saw you come through my, feed. I'm going to text you back today. Hey, oh, look, you got the little wrench. Hey, Nikki. All right, y'all, look, I have a small amount of time to get you this information, and so I want to go ahead and hop on in. The wrench means you're a moderator. The wrench means you control the chat. You help me control the chat. That's what it means. All right. Listen, y'all, okay, so I talk a lot about money to my friends, to my family, to anybody who will listen. I talk about money. Money is important. I'm not one of those believers who don't think money is important, because I do. I think that a lot of our problems can be solved if we had a little bit more money. Our stress levels will go down a little bit more if we, had more money. And, money is important. I know as believers, we like to pretend that it's not, but it is. Our success is important in addition to all of the things that we believe about God, right? Can y'all go ahead and like this video if you haven't liked it already? So because I feel like I am very practical in the ways in which I move through life and I move through society, I think it's also only practical that I talk to you about some strategies that you can use to maybe combat some of the inflation in society, maybe to combat some of the, some of the things that are going on financially. I'm not saying you got to be broke. I'm not broke, but we can all use some increase. Can y'all use some increase? Let me know in the chat if you can use increase in your life, because I can use like exponential increase. Okay. So I know that there are a lot of prophetic words circling, and a lot of prophets are prophesying and saying, hey, God, this is the wealth transfer. God is going to do this. God's going to do that. And I believe it. And they are absolutely correct. They are absolutely correct. But as a body, in the body of Christ, we have fivefold gifts, right? We have people who may prophesy the word of the Lord. And then there are other functional gifts that are supposed to take those words and break it down. That's how I believe it should go, right? So if someone, a prophet, which I am not, prophesies God is about to increase, God is about to do this wealth transfer, we're still in the middle of it, then my duty as a teacher is to come alongside and give you strategy. My duty as a teacher will be significantly different than an evangelist's duty or a pastor's duty or apostle's duty. You know what I mean? So I am doing my part. I am a teacher. I'm a practical teacher, and I want to provide you with some tips and tools on how to make it through this tense moment we are in the financial industry, in the world. We are in, I know they ain't announced it yet that we're in a recession, but we are. And the worst has not hit yet. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe that God is, giving us not only money, but ideas right now to help buffer some of that pain that the world is about to feel. And we must be prepared to use those strategies, right? All right, so let me give you a quick story. I wanna start this with myself. I always tell myself, y'all know my financial journey if you've been watching me, but I want to give you a piece that you may not know, because I don't think I talk about it a lot on YouTube as much as, thank you, Nikki. They are in a recession. The world is in a recession. Yes, the world is in a recession. We got the ability to increase in a recession, profit in a recession, if that's what you want to do. And so I don't talk a lot about tax planning on here. I did on my on my Instagram page last year, because y'all know last year was the first year that I entered into another tax bracket. First time in my life entering into a different tax bracket. And I knew that I didn't know how to manage it, right? Even though I had done the work to steward the money on the level that I was previously on, even though I felt that I had a good strategy, I knew that with increase meant that I would have a greater responsibility. As a result, I hired a CPA because my increase came at the top of 2023. Like a significant amount of it came within 2022. A significant amount of it came within the first 3 months of 2022. And I said, okay, now you've entered into a new season, a new level. You need to know how to manage on this level, because now you've broken through. So I hired a CPA at the beginning of 2022 because, I felt that that was the responsible thing to do. TurboTax wasn't going to get it for me. I already knew that. I am already middle class with no children, so I knew that TurboTax wasn't going to cut it for me in 2022. So I said, I'm going to go hire a CPA. I got a CPA, and we entered into tax planning or tax prep. Well, yeah, tax planning. And so I was walking him through my finances, telling him where I was. And he gave me some strategies on how I would be able to lower my tax bill. Now, projected at the top of the year, we projected that I would owe the IRS $20,000. That's a lot of money, y'all. I've never gotten a tax refund, and I'm just gonna be honest. In my entire life, either I haven't gotten a tax refund or I only got like maybe $1,000 my entire life, my whole life. Okay. I don't know, well, because I ain't had no children, but I only had $1,000. And so refund. So I knew that increase in my salary was going to mean that I was going to owe them a whole lot of money. And so I said, okay, I don't want to give them $20,000 of my money. What can I do? And he told me, generally the tax code is for the 1% and business owners. That is what the American tax code is for, right? It will always favor, it will always favor the 1% and business owners because you all bring in the money. The issue, Brianna, is what he told me. You're middle class and you don't have any children, so you're gonna have to lower it. So he gives me a few strategies because I am a content creator and because I monetize my gifts. He was like, you need to start writing this stuff off, right? You need to start taking trips. You need to start doing blah, 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 blah. He's telling me what to do in accordance to what I was already doing to help lower it. And so I said, okay. And so when we got to the end of 2022, I did my best to manage it. I had a whole spreadsheet because I think it's important, right? When you come into increase, you need to be accountable for the increase. You can't just say, God's gonna bless me. He's gonna give me all this money, and you're unaccountable. You don't know where the money went, right? Next thing you know, you don't have no money. No, I didn't want that to be me. And I also wanted to show the Lord that, hey, if you trust me with this level, you can trust me with millions. Okay, so let me steward this level. Well, I really did feel like it was a test. Last financial year, I felt that it was a test. So I hop on, I do my spreadsheet. I'm tracking the money because he said, you need to track what leaves the account, what comes in and what leaves your account every month, because I'm going to have to send him these documents to file my taxes, this year. So I'm tracking, y'all. It was tedious work. I didn't like it. I had to get receipts. Sometimes I forgot to get receipts because I generally don't. I was going through, but I feel like I did the Excel sheet very well. Anyway, so by the end of the year, we went into tax planning. And tax planning, if you don't know, is when you send over all your documents from the year, and he gives you a rough estimate of how much you will owe. And we did that in December. So when I did my tax planning in December, it went down from potentially owing the IRS $20,000 to potentially owing the IRS $15,000. So it decreased a little bit more. And he said, you know, you need to give more. You need to give more money. To decrease, you need to potentially open another SEP IRA for your company. He's giving me all these financial strategies and things of that nature. But the biggest thing is that I needed to get more. Like when you give to charity, and I don't necessarily, and by charity, you know, y'all know I give to the poor, I give to church, I give whoever God tells me to give to. But I don't always give to a 501c3. So thank you, Vanessa. So when we got to it, I said, okay, let me give X amount of dollars to the 501c3 to lower my tax bill even more. So y'all, fast forward to, we just filed, we went down from 20K to 15 to 16K down to 10K. And I was like, I can do 10K. Now, did I want to do 10K? Absolutely not. Who wants to give the IRS all a month $10,000? That wasn't all my money, but who wants to give the IRS $10,000? I didn't. But I didn't panic because I prepared to owe them $20,000. I had the money to pay them $20,000 if it came to $20,000, right? I also have the money if they say, hey, you owe us 16, if you owe us 10, right? I had the money. I did not eat the seed. So while it hurt my little feelings to have to give them $10,000, I wasn't in panic like, oh my God, what I'm going to do. I need an extension, because I stewarded the increase well. I did not eat the seed when it came for me to increase. Y'all, my lifestyle did not change. Even though I entered into a different tax bracket, my lifestyle didn't change because it wasn't the season for my lifestyle to change, right? I know sometimes when we come into money, and I don't know why I'm talking about this, but it's maybe for people who got their tax refund and y'all about to blow it. That would be so foolish of you to do, especially in the season that we're in right now, right? This ain't time for you to be flossing. So I didn't eat the seed. Did I want to eat the seed? Yes, 1000%. I wanted to eat the seed. I wanted to go floss, to go stunt, to buy $3,000 bags, and I wanted all the things, everything that I could not get and haven't ever been able to do. I wanted to do it, but wisdom said, this is not the time for that. Wisdom said, this is the time to get financially stable, to build on the foundations that you've already been building. So y'all know, I've been on a financial journey since 2019, right? Got out of that 2019. Yeah, 2019. So got out of that consumer debt, saved my first 10K, saved the next 20K, and I've continued progressing steadily. And last year was another stepping stone of the progression. And so when I asked God, like, why don't people prosper? Why don't enough believers have more money? And it's really because we eat the seed, y'all. And the seed may not just be money. It may be ideas that you just consume, God downloads, and you just consume internally and you don't release them, right? Things that you're not obeying. You're eating the seed and not planting it and watching it grow. You might want to go look at, the parable of the talents. And so it bothers me when believers are not prosperous. It does. And it bothers me when believers try to say like, oh, is this the prosperity gospel? What is the gospel but a gospel of eventual prosperity? The good news is that you don't have to live like this anymore, right? But I believe that it's an assault from hell because everything today fought me on this message, tried to resist me from coming to teach this. This is why I had to get on anyway. It's an assignment from hell to have Christians believe that you're just supposed to be okay financially. That's all you're supposed to have. where is that in the Bible that you're only supposed to be okay? Or did Christ die for you to have a life of abundance? Because that math of okay doesn't math with what you really need. You need to be more than okay. You need to be in abundance. This is how the kingdom moves forward. The kingdom moves forward when we're able to finance the kingdom, the work of the kingdom. Y'all know what I mean? And this is one of the reasons why God is able to give me money, because he knows it's advantageous to the kingdom if I have money. Because I am going to give to the poor, and I'm going to give to the causes, and I'm going to steward the increase well. And this is not me being boastful, y'all, because y'all know I haven't been on this journey long, but this is me saying, look how short of a time that I've gotten here, because I've changed my mind about money. Now, I could have talk to my CPA and say, well, I probably couldn't, because he's a believer. But in my poverty, I could have said, how can we, do tax evasion? That's not what I'm saying. But a poverty mindset would have said, ooh, $10,000 is so much money. I ain't trying to pay that, even though I didn't want to. And I just said, if this is what I owe them, this is what I owe them. Give to the government what is owed to the government. Give to God what is owed to God. And my mindset had to change, because I'm like, oh, this is going to be a small thing you're going to have to pay, Brianna, if you really believe you're about to be a millionaire. So you better get used to these double, triple digits, quadruple digits when you get there. You better get used to that, right? But what if I did not pass the test on this level? The first year I ever had to pay was 5 figures. What if I didn't pass the test? Then I'm still struggling with poverty mentality. I haven't showed God that I can be trusted with money, right? So then I'm gonna have to go through another test. I don't want another test. Let me pass this test today. So what did I do with the money, y'all? Hey, look, give me a refund, prophesy. If they tell me I overpaid, give me my money. 4 and 5, give me my money. Thank you, Lord. So what did I do with the money that God gave me? Because it was clear I already had a financial infrastructure built out for my life when the increase came, right? So it was like, I didn't even know the increase was coming, but because I was in position, I was ready, I was able to recognize the moment that I was in last year. I was like, all right, cool. And I did almost miss the moment. I ain't gonna hold you. I did almost miss the moment because I was like, this gonna require some more work of me. And I'm already overburdened. When increase comes, I know we like to think that it's going to be easy. I know we like to think that it's going to be all hunky-dory. You're going to have all the time in the world. You're not. It's going to take just as much energy to plant as it does to reap. And you need to know that, because the energy that it takes to increase, it is strength. You need strength. Like, I lift weights a lot. And if I have weights on my shoulders, and when I go down, it's not that hard for me to go down. It's not that hard for me to plant, right? But when I'm coming back up with the weight, it takes more strength. I exert more energy. So as God is increasing you, you're going to exert more energy. You may be more tired, but you dare not miss the moment. You dare not miss that moment, because you're going to be crying, spitting, and farting. Okay? So what did I do with the money? One, I gave to charity. I am clear that I am a giver. We are called to be givers. Y'all know my philosophy on giving. I believe in giving. I believe in giving over 10%, which is what I do. And I give to whomever God tells me to give to, whether it be church, whether it be to a struggling mother, the poor, the widow, the child, whoever God highlights to me, that's who gets the money. Okay? I give. What else did I do? I invested some. I invested some of the money, right? I am big on investing. Y'all know this. I've talked about it. If y'all ever go down to, I think there's some videos on my page about investing and building strong portfolios. I am big on investing. I had to learn this skill. Money, I know our parents would say, money don't grow on trees, but it does grow in the stock market. It does. That's how I was able to, save 20 grand in 1 year, right? In the stock market through investing. Then I saved some. I'm not dumb. Save, you better save. It rains on the just and the unjust. I saved some and then I enjoyed some, right? So I was clear that money was going to be leaving. Some of it was investing to, or not investing. Some of it was given to charity. And you know that scripture, when you give to the poor, you lend to God. So I was lending God some money, right? That's number one. I invested money into the market that grew. I saved money in various accounts, and I'm going to talk to y'all about different accounts. And I enjoyed some of it. It wasn't outrageous, but I enjoyed the fruits of my labor. Why wouldn't you? I don't believe that we're just supposed to work to pay bills. No, I'm not signing up for that. Get somebody else to do it. I'm not doing that, right? I don't believe that. And so, yeah, I did all those things. And was it hard to move money around like that? Yes. Because my flesh, because y'all know I've been in poverty longer than I've been out. So my poverty mind in the back is like, no, girl, go ahead and floss. You know that dark Kermit, the Kermit with the hood on? Go on, floss. Make up for the lost times you ain't get to do. That's what dark Kermit was saying. The Kermit with the light or no hood was like, now you need to be a steward, a great steward of your money, because you don't know what's going on. And if you can't steward on this level, you're not going to get to the next level because God can't trust you, right? So I'm like, all right, well, let me just go ahead and cry, spit, and fart and put this money over here, in a Roth IRA, put this money over here in a high yield savings account, put this money over here in a regular savings account. You know what I mean? Like, God literally gave me the strategy to do it. I just had to run the play. Did running the play feel good? No. Did it help? Yes. And it's not only helping in the short term, but it's also going to help me in the long term, right? So how did I break into a tax bracket? Y'all, okay. I want to demystify the process of breaking into other tax brackets. You have to use your gifts and talents, period. Money may not fall out of the tree, out of the sky. Now God may call somebody to give you $1 million. And I've seen him do that for people. And I'm like, be it unto me, Lord. Same grace. But it has not happened. So if I believe that I belong in another tax bracket, that means that I have to use my gifts and talents, because my job is not going to do it. Your job keeps you at the job, right? They're keeping you there. They give you enough to survive, to keep you needing them, whatever. And if, layoffs happen, which are happening all over the world, it ain't personal, it's business. They have their interests. Their interest is in their company first, right? They love you, they appreciate you. But if the push comes to shove, it's going to be you before it be them, right? So I had to use my gifts. I had to use my talents. I am a teacher from birth. I am a builder from birth. These are things that I do easily. Y'all see my site. Y'all see me come on here and teach and talk. These are gifts and talents, right? This is me using what God invested in me and also giving him a ROI, which is a return on investment on the gifts he implanted. Some of us are sitting on gifts because what? Why are you sitting on your gifts or the ideas that God gave you? There's really no good reason why you are doing that. It's never going to be the right time. You're never going to have enough money for it. You might not have enough support. What else? What are the other reasons why you're sitting on your gifts? Because I want you to know that all those reasons will always be there. Everything that God is going to call you to do, he's going to know you ain't got enough to do it, which is why you need him. This is why you need him. You don't know what to do, but you do know how to research. Your start is the research. You'll start it, you know what I'm saying? Write a list, ask the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Nikki, for giving these options, right? It's not a mystical process, y'all. It's not. Just start, pick one, LaKendra. Picking one to start with, right? You just pick one. I don't know which one to start with. I pick one and see how far, you know how you like throw something to see if it stick? That's my method. Okay, God gives me this idea. All right. And I told y'all in another live on how God ideas unfold, right? He gives me an idea. I got different ones that I can do. Let me see which one hits. If this one don't work, all right, I got another one. Let me see if this dart hits. It's like playing darts, really. If we can think about it that way, use that analogy. It's like playing darts. You have these darts in your hand. You have these possibilities in your hand. Let's choose one to go with it. If it don't work, all right, let's go with the other dart. One of them is going to hit. One of them is going to hit. And one of them is going to hit regardless of whether you have enough money, regardless of if you have the audience yet, regardless of if you have the support system, regardless of if you have the time. One of them is designed to hit. But you won't go into your toolkit, you won't go into your hand and start throwing the darts to see which one hit. You won't do nothing. So you just holding them. Like the dude with the one talent. And you know what the Lord called him, a wicked person, right? The strategy is not as difficult as we like to think. You know, sometimes we get in our mind and we psych ourselves out of what we really need to be doing. And then when God comes to us and says, and we praying for money, and he's like, and we're like, God, please give me money. He's like, I gave you the idea for the money 3 months ago. You didn't do the idea. You didn't run the idea. You didn't start to investigate the idea. But Lord, I said I need money. I gave you the idea that would have given you the money that you needed 3 months ago, so you won't be in panic right now. Right? In order to break into new levels, y'all, you have to use your gifts and talents. Why do you think you have gifts and talents? It's not just for nothing. It's not just because God didn't have nothing else to do. He created you with gifts and talents because your gifts and talents help the world move. And in helping the world move, you are ultimately serving. And in serving, you get a reward or return on your investment. And sometimes it's monetary. Sometimes it's opportunities to get more money. But sometimes it ends with money. You need money to survive. I've never heard anyone say, I don't need any money to survive. I never heard anyone say. We live in a money system. We live in a world where money moves things. And I know religious folks going to say God moves things, and he does, but he also uses people with money. If you don't have money, you may not even get into certain things. Not saying you can't get it. You're going to be locked out of everything. But there's some things you need money, which is also influence, to get into. You want to see something advance, what you going to do? You got to put your money behind it to help it advance, right? Put your, in addition to your prayers, in addition to appreciate your prayers, right? But you need money. You need money. I know we don't hear about us needing money, but you do. You need to succeed, and you need to use your gifts and talents, especially in the season we're in. Because this is not time for you to play. And this is not time for you to just be in your prayer closet smelling like mothballs all the time and not moving the strategy that God gave you. This is not the time. You're in direct disobedience. And you keep playing. Well, as my grandma used to say, you don't believe fat meat greasy. You don't believe fat meat is greasy. Okay? You don't believe that. All right. So you need to decrease your debt. There are only 2 ways that you're going to get, create wealth, right? Or get into a new tax bracket. You need to decrease your debt, and you need to increase your value, right? Which is using your gifts and talents. So I know that decreasing your debt can be scary. It was scary for me when I first started out on the journey. It was horrible. I didn't know anyone who didn't have debt. I didn't know anyone who was fine. Well, not, I did. I knew some people, but no one in my immediate circle of people were well off or financially or anything like that. So I didn't have a model to look to. So I had to look outside of my circle and things like that. And that's totally fine. But I had to realize that fear or avoiding things will never make it go away. Avoiding the amount that I have to go look at and how much I had in consumer debt. Avoiding that number is not going to make it disappear. It's still there, whether you look at it or not. It's still there, right? You cannot avoid the reality. This is the reality. If you need to get out of debt, you have to face it. You cannot avoid it and close your eyes and put the cover over your head. You're going to have to face it. And the only way to eat an elephant, this is what my dissertation chair used to tell me when I was trying to write my dissertation and I was, struggling with it a little bit. The only way to eat an elephant, she used to say, Brianna, is one bite at a time. You have to do one bite at a time. You can't do the big picture. You have to do one bite at a time. So that may mean going to look at what you really owe and listing them out. That may look at that. And if you need a wealth mastery bundle about that, I got on my website, BriannaWhiteside.com, shameless plug. But I have 2 ebooks, How I Climbed Out of Consumer Debt in 8 months, because it doesn't have to take 50 years to do. It doesn't. That's a lie too. It's going to take so long. No, I had to sacrifice 8 months of my life to get out of $10,000 worth of consumer debt. The enemy was telling me it's going to take a long time to get out. It was only 8 months, y'all. Only 8 months. This is it was a small sacrifice. 8 months, right? And then, the money I was able to start building out financial systems in my life that would allow me to keep building on top and to keep increasing. But it's a small sacrifice in the grand scheme of things. If you think about what you want, what do you want? The sacrifice you're going to have to make to get it is so small, considering the big picture of the things you want. So don't get punked out of what you really want because the sacrifice seems like it's so big. That's untrue. When I was getting my PhD, I tell the story often, I had to do 10 years of school post high school, 10 years. And people said, I ain't had 10 years. I couldn't spend 10 years. The 10 years was going to pass regardless. The 10 years are going to pass. What I did with my 10 years was different than what you did with your 10 years. But the 10 years were going to pass. 10 years seemed like a big thing. Now that I'm on the other side of those 10 years, it was but a small thing. It was so small in the grand scheme of possibility that I have now. Small sacrifice compared to the large opportunities and the doors that are open to me now because I made that small sacrifice. But you got to get to the other side to see it as a small sacrifice. When you in it, it looks like this big old mountain that's never going to move, right? When you in it, it looks like this, I can't do this, because you're looking up at this thing and you're like, it's bigger than me. It's larger than me. It's punking me. Like, it's like a giant. It's taunting you. But you're like, but I want to do it. But it's mocking you. But the spirit within you is saying, but I can do it. But it's mocking you. Who is going to win? Who is going to win? Who are you going to let win? Because the joke will not be on me. You have to keep that mentality. The joke won't be on me. The joke is going to be on whatever system that was mocking me. That's how you're going to have to move, y'all. Because fear, false narratives, mind-binding, mind-blinding spirits, vain imaginations, all of these things that starts to lift itself up against you will make a fool out of you. These things will taunt you. They will taunt you and punk you and force you into a corner and say you wanted it because you didn't fight back. You wanted us to do that to you, right? We just did what you allowed us to do. No, time up for that, right? You have to decide that you will succeed by any means necessary. If that means the sacrifice of praying and fasting to get the strategy you need, you better sacrifice to pray and fast. I don't care how it feels. Y'all think I want to pray and fast? No, I like to eat tacos all day and I like to eat pizza. I don't want to pray and fast. However, I know that just because I don't want to do it don't mean that it ain't beneficial to me. Y'all think I want to eat salads all day? No, I want to eat snacks, but I want to look like a snack. So I can't eat snacks all day, right? Because I want to be snatched for the summer. Say what you want. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to decide. Am I going to make this small sacrifice for this long reward? Or are you going to make a long sacrifice? Because you're sacrificing something. When you decide not to do what God tells you to do, you're making a sacrifice. You sacrificing the lifestyle you really want, right? For your present day comfort. Your comfort don't care about you. I had to tell myself every day, your comfort does not care about you, Brianna. It don't. It don't. It does not, right? So let's get back to money. So a few days ago, the Fed, right, raised the interest rate by 0.25%. As if y'all have noticed, your money is not going far like it does in the store. Everyone feels it, right? Your gas is up, the consumer goods are up, you're paying way more money than you paid for something last year because they've been raising interest rates for a few months now, right? Almost a year now. A few days ago, they just raised the interest rates by 0.25%, which means you're finna pay even more. Now, you may not feel it for maybe 30 to 60 days, but you're going to feel it, right? And that's hard. That's hard for anybody, right? That's hard for anybody. Your money is not going further. You may not be getting a raise on your job. Your rent might be going up. They're trying to get inflation under control. So they keep raising it to slow the economy down. And is going to force a hard economic reset, but that's fine. These are things that we have to endure. But God has given us strategy. He's been putting this word in the mouths of his prophets for about a few years now, talking about famine. Like when I went to bed, generally I go to sleep with the Bible app on, reading the Bible. I woke up and this morning, and I think I was in the book of Nehemiah, and I didn't realize that there was a famine in Nehemiah as well. I knew about the famine that Isaac sowed in and reaped 100-fold in Genesis. I knew about the famine with Joseph, right? Because I taught about the famine in Joseph. I also taught about the famine that Isaac reaped 100-fold in too. It's somewhere on my channel. But I didn't know that there was a famine in Nehemiah. I did not know that. I did not know that they were raising interest rates in that famine as well, and people could not eat. And, y'all go read that because it wasn't, go read it. I'm not teaching on it today. But there was another famine, and I thought it was so fascinating that I woke up hearing that there was another famine in the land and listening to what the people of that time was doing and what the famine actually caused people to, how the famine caused people to suffer, right? And so the interest was continuing to rise in the city, same in the country, same as in our times, right? I do want you to go study that, because I know in Nehemiah, we like to only focus on the wall, but there's so much more in there. All right. So anyway, the Fed raised interest rates, and I said, okay, people are going to start feeling this. People's savings accounts are going to start dwindling if they have them. People don't have a lot of money to invest these days. You know what I'm saying? Like folks are starting to penny pinch. Like, what information can I give to my viewers that may help them grow their money? And I'm always for growing your money, right? We see that the banking systems are collapsing. People have been prophesying that, right? Banking systems are collapsing. They're not as reliant. This doesn't mean don't have your money in the bank. That's not what I'm saying. This is not financial advice. Let me say that, okay? This ain't financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, talking to you. You decide what to do with your money. I'm just telling you what I'm doing with my money. And so banking systems are failing, which is why, only 250,000 as FDIC approved. And I mean, that they have to pay you back if the bank goes under, but then they have 99 years to pay you back. I mean, it gets really murky there when you're dealing with financial systems. Ultimately, I'm saying that the money systems are not as secure as we like to think. Okay. So, because the money systems are not as secure as we like to think, and because people are in need of increasing financially and continuing to grow the money, I said, what can I tell people right now? And this is something that I just recently did. Y'all know that I have my money in several accounts. Several accounts. I cap at a number, and once I get at that number, I open another account. And the reason why I do this is, one, because I don't trust no system, no banking system at all. If one collapses, I don't need to be at the mercy of this system, right? So I believe that your money should be diversified. You should always have cash, whether you use it or not. You need cash on you. You never know what's going to happen or whatever, Lord forbid something may happen with the technology or the power grid, and, you need cash. I also have my money in several different bank accounts. And so the accounts that I want to talk to you about now are high yield savings accounts. And I know that I have a savings in a traditional bank, right? Traditional bank savings accounts, mine only gives me 0.01%, whatever. And so that's not a lot of money. So I could probably make in any given year a whole dollar. I don't know. But they don't give you a lot of monies. They give you 0.01% as they are lending your money out and, investing your money and growing it in. They only give you 0.01%. So when I discovered high yield savings accounts a few years ago, I thought, okay, this is a good way to grow my money even more. And so if you don't know what a high yield savings account is, it is a savings account that pays you interest for keeping your money there. So they give you an APY. So ultimately, while the bank may only be giving you 0.01%, since interest rates are growing, right, the Fed is continuing to increase interest rates to combat inflation. Companies are increasing the amount of money that they will give you in order for you to keep your money in their system. So I have four high yield savings accounts, and I'm going to tell you about the most recent. I'm going to tell you about all four, and then I'm going to tell you about the one that earns the most, and you do what you're going to do with it, y'all. This is just, I've already put my family up on it. We already doing it. But do what you're going to do. Look at it yourself. So the first one that I opened was with American Express. American Express, because I am an American Express holder, it was easy for me to get it's just linked to my card. I love Amex. It's one of my primary cards. And I have a American Express high yield savings account. Right now, American Express gives you 3.75%. This is not including the 0.25% that just got raised this week. So within a few weeks, I can expect Amex to go as high as like 4.0% on the money, right? So I have Amex. That was my first one. I love them. I've had no problems with American Express, but I reached the money threshold there that I'm willing to put there. And so then I opened the second one, which is Capital One. Capital One is their 360 savings account, and it's a high yield savings account. Right now it's at 3.4%, but they have not raised their interest. They have not updated the information. So probably by the end of the month or early next month, generally Capital One outpaces American Express. So if American Express generally goes to, say for instance, it goes to 4% next month, Capital One will likely be at 4.25%. They just are kind of slow at updating, but it usually happens like at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month. So I expect Capital One to continue to outpace my American Express. And so right now they're at 3.4%. They just haven't increased it yet. 9 times out of 10, within a few days, it'll be higher than Amex. The next one I have is with credit union. I firmly believe that you have a credit union account. I love credit unions. I think credit unions are way more reliable than some banks. And yeah, I have them because I think I'm supposed to have one. And so my credit union is at 3.10%. My credit union's interest rate is at 3.10%. And so what I did, y'all, when I knew that I was going to owe the IRS close to $20K, I just put that money in the credit union and got the interest rate, right? So I said, okay, if I'm going to owe the IRS $20K, then I'm going to let this interest stack on top of compound interest stack on top of this money. And And when I found out I ain't owed them 20K and I had interest money earned, I just pulled the rest on out. You know what I mean? And so, my credit union I think credit unions are very reliable. And yeah, so in the credit union, I keep the money I owe the IRS. I know that I'm gonna probably owe the IRS. That's their money going over there. But I'm gonna get some money added to it, for keeping the money over there, okay? And then the one I just opened, which is my highest earning high yield savings account, is with Goldman Sachs, and it is called Marcus, and they give 4.75% for 3 months. 4.75% for 3 months, and then it decreases to 3.75%. But of course, that does not include the recent interest rate hike. So I expect my Goldman Sachs to go up to 5% within the next few days. And so you get that for the next 3 months if you open an account with them. This is not financial advice. Okay. So the only way, y'all, you can get 4.5%, and I gave y'all the link in the description box. You have to get a referral. So I gave y'all my referral code, and if you click the link in the description box, it will automatically take you to the page where you can get the 4.75. If you don't click the link, they'll automatically open you up with 3.75%, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? But if you want the additional 1%, you'll have to click the link in the description box. As I said, I already put my family and friends up on this. It's no fun if the friends don't get none. And so I said, why don't I just tell my audience, y'all, my family too, my extended family, about money moves that I'm making to ensure that I continue to progress. As I said, I do have a bank account, savings account with a bank. It doesn't own anything, but that's where my emergency fund is. And it's going to probably stay there because I just like it there with the traditional bank. But the other accounts are high yield. They do grow. I think last year I may have maybe grown like close to like $300 or $400 in those accounts because I was like actively putting money in them. $300 to $400. Yeah, I earned, and it was pretty much free money. Now, to be clear, you will have to pay taxes on these on this money you own. So if they give you that money, just go ahead at the end of the year, save 30% because the IRS is going to want they cut. You're not going to grow your money in the US and the IRS not want to get their percent. So a good rule of thumb, I don't know if they come for the whole 30% or not, because I think I oversaved money when I was planning to pay taxes, which is why I still have a lot of cash left, which is because I was saving 30% of the money I made and putting it over there for the IRS just in case. It's always better to have more than enough than be scrambling and not enough. So the rule of thumb that my CPA gave me was just save 30%. Just save 30% of your business money or whatever money that may be coming in from your high yield savings accounts, and just put it away. If you need it, cool. If you don't need it, cool. It's there, because the government won't they cut. And so I just wanted to tell y'all. About it. I know a lot of people don't know about high yield savings accounts. I know a lot of people, when we're thinking about money, it just feels overwhelming because maybe your family didn't have money discussions with you when you were younger or growing up. Mine didn't either, but I'm standing before you to let you know that you're capable of learning, right? I had to learn this stuff by myself, okay? No one taught me. I had to learn this by myself. So if I can learn it, you can learn it too. We probably started from the same foundation. You just have to decide that the lack ends with you. It's not that's not an easy decision to make, but you can make that decision and you can start strategizing. And so there are always more. I always tell people there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? You don't have to be an expert at the stock market, but if you want passive income and you want to save, just open a high yield savings account. That's what I tell people. Or when I knew that my siblings wanted higher credit scores, because I have a score in the 800s, I put them on my credit card and kept the cards in my house. They ain't got it. But they were able to inherit my good credit history, which raised their score significantly. So while I may not have given them money, me putting them on my card did help them, right, in the long run, because they inherited my good credit history, which raised their credit score. So there's always more than one way to skin a cat, y'all. I never want you to think that you have to be bound to one strategy. I am not a one strategy person. I synthesize multiple strategies to get the success I want, and you're going to have to get comfortable with doing that as well. You're going to have to get comfortable with being ambidextrous. I know that's, a word we don't like to use, but that's the ability to use both hands. That's something else that was in Nehemiah too. When the people were building the wall, they had to use both hands. One, they had a sword, and I don't remember the other, what they had in their other hand, but they had to be double-handed, right, in order to do what they needed to do in that book. And so in this season, you're going to have to be double-handed. You're going to have to be ambidextrous. You're not going to be able to just do one thing. You're not. It's unsafe, especially where the world is going. It's unsafe for you to do one thing right now. I know that we have kind of been groomed to believe that, we can do that, and that's going to be the system forever, but that's not true. Y'all seeing systems break down left and right. That's just not true. It's unwise when God has made you multi-talented, when he's invested so much in you. Why would you only use one thing? You just using one hand, huh, when he gave you two hands. You just using one foot when he gave you 2 feet. Why would you do that? Everything, you can wield more power if you use everything within reach. What can you use? You are good at more than one thing. It may look like you're only good at one thing, right? This is how I'm seeing it. It's an umbrella. The umbrella is closed, right? We're holding the umbrella closed. It looks like the umbrella is just up and down. But when you open the umbrella, it has the different rings, right? It has the different things, the little different structures to help the umbrella stay up, to shield you from the rain. That's how it is with you. It may look like you only have one gift, but when you open that one gift, you'll see how multifaceted the gifts really are. You have to get out of your own way to see how great you are. No one's holding you back but you. No one's stifling your voice but you. No one's doing that to you. No one's doing that to you but you. And until you take responsibility for that, until you take responsibility for what you're supposed to be doing, take responsibility for your life, you're not going to progress. You have to do the work. And you have to train yourself to be multifaceted. I know we like to pray that prayer, Jabez, enlarge my territory. Well, let me tell you something. Enlarging your territory means that you need to have your capacity enlarged. That means that you're going to have to carry multiple things at one time. Right? And if you want your capacity enlarged, God is going to keep putting things in your life to enlarge it. It's going to be painful. You're going to be stretched. You're going to start stretching out of shape. Right? You're going to start being uncomfortable. For all the mamas out there, y'all know when you get pregnant and that baby start to grow, y'all know, I don't know, but y'all know what happens. That's stretching your capacity. Why would you need God to stretch your capacity if you're not going to do nothing with the more room that he gave you? Right? He's trying to enlarge you. He's trying to give you greater, but you got to manage the right now and also manage the things that he starts to put in your life. And it's not going to be comfortable, and it is going to be inconvenient, and you're going to cry, spit, and fart, and you're going to be unhappy, and you're going to think you can't do it. All the things. And you still got to show up, and you still need to do it because you said you wanted more. You said, Lord, use me. Dangerous prayer. A very dangerous prayer, as a matter of fact. You said, Lord, I'm willing. I'll go. Use me. I'm the generational curse breaker. You you claim that I'm the generational curse breaker. And I'm curse breaking you because you're not being obedient and doing what you're supposed to do. Them things trying to break you down, huh? I know. I know. You claiming something that you're not willing to put the action behind to show that you are. You can't claim it, name it and claim it and not do the work. You can't. You got to get in the ring. You got to get in the ring and you got to do your part and do what you're supposed to do, especially now. Do y'all think we got millions of years or you got hundreds of years left? Probably not. Probably not. We can't be arrogant to think that we have X amount of time left. We don't know how much individual time we have left. So why would you move arrogantly throughout the day and assume that God's going to give you tomorrow to do what he told you to do today? Why would you be that arrogant to assume that? Why would you do that? So at this point, you're not dying empty. You may be dying full, right? Causing another generation to suffer because you didn't do your part. Nikki said somebody woke up and chose violence. Now, the enemy was trying to resist me from getting this out, but I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead because, yeah. But this is true, y'all. I can't hype y'all up. I'm not the hype up girl. I want to be the hype up girl, but I'm not. I'm practical and I'm realistic. You can name it and claim it all day and it still not happen for you because you not do your part and do the work. You can name it and claim it all day and because you're disobedient, you miss the moment. You can name it and claim it all day and you can't participate in something because you ate your seed. You ate your seed. What for what? To buy stuff that depreciated? And I'm not against looking nice. Y'all see I show up with my hat on, my wig on, my Fashion Over shirt because I shop frugally majority of the time. But I'm not against looking nice at all. I love it when people look nice. Okay. I want to know where you got some of your stuff from if you look nice. But I am against you spending money that you don't have. I am against you putting stuff on credit cards that you can't pay off at the end of the month. I am against you avoiding financial responsibilities that show that you are a faithful steward. I am against that. I am. I'm against it because the Lord is against it. I am against it because sometimes your mismanagement, it lies about God. You may say, I don't have this, I don't have that. And then you're talking to somebody who are on the fence about following the Lord. And they tell them like, why would I follow your God and you in lack? Why would I follow your God and you're in lack? Why would I want to follow that? And I know people don't like for me to say that, but it's true. Y'all want to know why these popular culture artists are so big? It's not because they so talented. Some of them are talented. A lot of them ain't. They so big because their success bears witness. What about the believers? We don't like to talk about success. We just want to talk about we had a good prayer breakfast and we had a good prayer and we had church and we ran around a church and you still don't have enough money. That ain't gonna win nobody. It's not. That does not witness to anyone. You know how many conversations people want to have to me? It's not about the Lord. The Lord may come draw them later. They want to know about my success. They want to know, how did you get from here to there in this amount of time? And then I can evangelize. But the first thing they see the success. That's what they see. That's why so many young girls want to be video vixens. So many young girls want to have a butt hanging out on the internet see-through clothes on, all the things, because that's what they think gets them attention. That's what they think gets them notoriety, and therefore they're equating that with money. Oh, if I do this, I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna put myself on sale because I gotta get money. That's them being evangelized to. But we like to sit on our assets. Y'all see what I did there? We like to sit on our assets, and we like to eat the seed, hide it, leave it in the church in four walls, right? I don't want nobody to talk about me. They're gonna talk about you regardless. They're gonna talk about you regardless. I don't know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say whatever they're gonna say regardless. They're probably talking about you right now because you ain't doing nothing. You don't know. You can't control what people say about you. You can't. You cannot. It doesn't matter what they say about you. Is it true? It doesn't matter. I've never seen people critique up. Generally, people who have critiques, they're critique down. Generally, people who have critiques, they're critiquing up. They 9 times out of 10 critique people whose shoes they can never walk in. I've never seen people who are operating in purpose, doing what they're supposed to be doing, critique down. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. Why would I compare myself to someone on a lower standard? It doesn't make sense. The math isn't mathing, right? But that's sometimes what believers like to do. We like to compare ourselves. Well, I'm better than such and such. Well, such and such ain't even a believer. Such and such ain't even walking in purpose. Are you better than who you were last year? Are you a better steward? Are you a better mother? Are you a better sister? Are you a better manager of your time, of your life? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Y'all know I be getting frustrated sometimes. What I want y'all to understand is, look, y'all, we need money in the kingdom. And I'm not asking y'all for nothing. I've never asked y'all for money. I'm trying to get money to you. Show you some of the financial strategies that I use to grow my money. So this is me, someone who never asks you for money, trying to get information to you and asking you, what are you going to do with it? And all of the interest rate accounts I mentioned to y'all, they have no minimum balance. None. You can add $5 in there. And the moment you start to tell yourself, I ain't got enough money to save, that's the moment you talk yourself out of financial increase. The moment you say that, I ain't got $5. Well, you can find $5 to go get your coffee. You can find $5 to pay for a streaming service, right? Go get some chips from the store that you don't need to be eating. You can find $5 for that, but you can't find $5 to save. Don't do that, y'all. Not in 2023. Not in 2023. Do not make financial excuses. Do not make excuses for why you can't progress. Don't do that. The moment you start to make excuses for why you cannot progress, that's the moment your brain starts to kick you out of the wonderful possibilities of progress for you. I don't want that to be you. It don't have to be you. Okay? Say it won't be me. We can't keep making excuses for bad behavior. We can't. This is bad behavior. It has been accepted and perpetuated in faith circles, and it is disgusting, and it is mismanagement, and it is problematic. It's a problem. It is a problem. It is like a cancer. It's a social contagion. That is exactly what it is. It's a social contagion. And what? For what? We still doing this? We still doing this. You can't afford to do it. And I'm not talking to y'all like in a way that I don't talk to myself. If I found myself getting outrageous with my spending, this conversation comes to me first. You need to tighten up, Brianna. You need to tighten up. I don't care how good you think you are. Tighten up. Stop giving yourself excuses. Okay? It's not cute. We too old for this. We're too grown. It's not cute anymore. It's not. It's not cute. We are able-bodied. We are believers. We have the mind of Christ. We have the Holy Spirit. We are tongue talking. We have the cheat code. Why aren't we further? There is no excuse. None. Zero. None. I'm not the one who's going to allow you to have an excuse. That's not me. It's never been me. It'll never be me. I don't let myself off the hook, so I cannot let you off the hook. It's unacceptable. It's bad behavior, and you need to stop. Okay? But that's to say, I'm rescheduling my hair appointment. Look, if you got to go get a wig because, or you got to do your own hair, we're going to have to make a way. I put these press-ons on every week. Every week. I get a pack of, these are oval nails. I kind of shape them up a little bit, but I go get them from Walmart. I got the nail glue I bought, and just in 2020, when the nail shops were closed, I bought a UV lamp. I got the gel nail polish from Walmart. It's like $8 a bottle, and I put these on every month. I go get my feet done because I don't know how to do those, and I need a little extra help on my feet. But I do my nails every month because I knew you're going to have to pick a struggle, sis. You got to choose here. You can either use your talents and do your own nails and then go get your feet done, or you can be out of extra money and get both done. I'm not going to be out of extra money. They're raising prices. My money ain't going far. I'm going to have to figure out how to do what I need to do. So I go get my feet done at the nail shop, and I put my nails on every week. I put this wig on every day. I washed my hair today. Today I had to wash my hair. It was a long experience. I washed it, I blow dried it out, and I braided it back. There's no excuse. You can still look nice. You can still look good, right? Still look good. I get these lashes from Ulta. They $8. Child, I use them a pack a month. They $8. When I take them off at night, I peel the glue off. And I set them on where I set them in the restroom. And when I put my makeup on next day, I put the lashes back on. And I know some of my friends get the mink lashes. They look so good. They get them little individual lashes on, and they cost $100 for them to put it on, and then they refill. It's like $80 bi-weekly. I would love that, but that don't seem economically smart to me. So I'm going to get these strip lashes from Ulta, and I'm going to put them on and take them off every night. I would love to have the lashes that stay on, but I ain't there. I got other financial goals. So I'm going to put mine on and take it off, just like this wig. I take it on and off every night. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Y'all got to be smart out here. I'm not telling you got to be ugly. I don't ascribe to that. I'm not telling you got to look like you're unkempt. I'm just telling you to find ways around spending unnecessary money, because this is not the time for you to be splurging. I know if you got a tax refund, you feel like, ooh, no, you better ask the Holy Spirit for a strategy for that money. I love y'all. All right, y'all, let me get off here. Happy Friday. If you're interested in any of the accounts, I have them linked in the description box already. The Marcus account is the first one. That is the one, as I said, that gives the highest interest rate, 4.75% for the first 3 months, and then it goes down to whatever their national rate is. That's my most recent one. And that is the one that I will be aggressively contributing to for the rest of the year, because I've reached the limit of the other ones that I'm comfortable with putting money in those. And so, yeah, if you want to grow your money, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and you don't know how to invest, you don't know how to do the stuff, and you're like, I need to save money, open a high yield savings account. When you start to see money just added in there from the institution, then your mindset will change, right? You earning whatever percentage on the money you got sitting in there. It's sitting in there. Just get you some interest, okay? Whew. All right, y'all. Yes, please like the video. Thank y'all. If you haven't liked it, please like it, share it, rewatch it. Open a high yield savings account if you want to. This ain't financial advice. And I will see y'all soon. If you're not on my mailing list, you missed a great email. We have an event coming up. So if you're not on the mailing list, do subscribe at briannawhiteside.com. And yeah, I'll see y'all soon. Happy Friday. Be safe, be careful, be a better manager of your money. We're going into Q2. Ask yourself, what have you done with your money in Q1? We're going into Q2 next month. What have you done with your money? Oh yeah, if y'all want to donate, thank you, Nikki. My Cash App is the Book of Brianna. Any donation y'all give me, if y'all ever see a guest speaker on this platform, I pay them out of my pocket. They don't do nothing for free. I pay them. So any money that y'all may donate through Cash App, it goes straight to continuing to bring people on the platform, because I believe in platforming people, but I also believe in paying them for their time. And so if you want to do that, thank you so much. You can do it at my Cash App is the Book of Brianna. Nikki just put it there. And yeah, I'll see y'all. Happy Friday. Be safe. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. This was not financial advice. I got to say that again. And I will talk to y'all soon. Ask God for a financial strategy for you, right? Because I can give a general one, but he may say, hey, I want to build on that. Or, hey, this is a good one. Go this way. Ask God for yourself. All right. I'm just telling y'all what I'm doing and what's working for me. Bye, y'all.